The job numbers from StatsCan are shocking, and yet they still don't even tell the whole story. Let me give you the official numbers and then explain why it's actually much worse. According to StatsCan and their latest labor force survey, that's the unemployment report they put out each and every month, just over 1 million Canadians lost their jobs in the month of March. Another 800,000 worked less than half the hours they normally work, and 1.3 million Canadians, well, they were employed but didn't work. Here's the shortcomings of this report, shortcomings that StatsCan admits in the very documents that they put out. The labor force survey is put out every month after they take 1 week and they survey about 100,000 Canadians coast to coast and ask them, are you working? How many hours are you working? Were you employed? Were you not employed? Were you searching for work? That 1 week in the month of March of 2020 was from March 15th to March 21st. In the middle of that week is when all hell broke loose in terms of the economy shutting down. I mean, just for example, Ontario put out its list of essential and non-essential businesses, what had to shut down on March 23rd. So the biggest province in the country told a bunch of businesses to shut down 2 days after they stopped surveying on this. StatsCan admits that they did not get the full picture on this, that they hope to have a better view of what this means in March. But let me just put this into perspective. This is the biggest drop of employment in years. The unemployment rate went from 5.6% to 7.8%. The percentage of people working in the actual labor force dropped to 58.5%. The number of people who saw their hours cut, the lowest since 1997, when StatsCan started tracking that metric. This is a horrible jobs report, and it's only going to get worse. Now, here is the warning that I've got for you, and I mentioned this in my column at thetorontosun.com, is that we've got a situation where Parliament is being asked to vote on this wage subsidy bill. No party is against this wage subsidy bill. In fact, they're all backing it. And before, when Parliament came back before, the NDP and the Conservatives both said, no, not a 10% wage subsidy, do a 75% wage subsidy. Help people stay with their jobs and with their employers. And the Liberals said no. Now that they've brought in the 75% wage subsidy, what they're telling employers is, you pay them for the full month, and at the end of that month, you will apply and then find out if you get the wage subsidy. That's not a way that any small business can operate. Sure, maybe big businesses, including my own employer at Post Media, maybe they can swallow that. But your average small and medium-sized business, people who have laid off, organizations that have laid off workers, they will not be able to hire them back and keep them on with these wage subsidies if they're told you've got to pay them for a full month ahead of time. The opposition parties have told the Liberals they've got to fix this. Let's hope that this time they listen instead of digging in their heels and saying, no, we know best. This is a time for all Canadians to come together. And unfortunately right now, the Liberal government doesn't seem to want to do that. Let's hope that they listen, because as these numbers from the jobs report show, as the numbers from the International Monetary Fund show, which says that the world is in a global recession, we've got to act just to keep people's heads above water. It's either that or watch the economic toll outweigh the health toll when it comes to the COVID-19 crisis.